Tittle Tattle with Kickoff Kevin.
Question 1, Kevin.
All right, Bobby, did Ole Miss win that game or did Kentucky lose it?
Ole Miss won the game.
Yes.
Ole Miss won the game. Ole Miss would have also had a minute to go back and score again. I said that Kentucky would lose the game, but I also knew they would cover. That's why I said take the money line. So I figured they would lose by 3 or 4 points. And I said Kentucky hadn't played anybody, and it showed when they continued to fumble the ball. They kept doing dumb guy things you probably don't do if you play bigger games and you're built for. Kentucky hasn't played anybody. You could say whatever you wanted to say, but Kentucky lost the game multiple times, as a matter of fact. And had they not fumbled, Ole Miss had enough time to go back down again and score had they needed to, with timeouts, I believe. So all the Kentucky haters, no, all the Kentucky lovers were hating on me because I said Kentucky will lose the game. They'll cover, but they'll lose the game. And that's exactly what happens. I'm standing by it, even if everybody disagrees with me. Ole Miss won the game. That's it. The end. Kevin, I see you got a whistle in your mouth.
I do.
Go ahead.
Good.
You blow it.
I think Kentucky lost it. Well, first of all, I'll say I don't think either of these teams are that great.
I'll agree with that.
Maybe they didn't play that great on this day, but I don't think either of these teams were anything special. But you had the 2 missed extra points, missed field goal, 2 turnovers in the final couple
That's
minutes.
a bad team. That's a bad team. You can say they lost it. That's a bad team.
But that's also losing the game.
Yes, but
of,
that's a bad team. That's a bad team.
So, are those 2 different things?
Kentucky lost the game because they're a bad team.
Okay, I'm not saying they're not a bad team. I'm just saying they lost the game. Ole Miss didn't win it.
Ole
Ole Miss
Miss
gave them every opportunity to win it, and they lost it.
Ole Miss won the game. That's like Arkansas and Texas A&M the week before. Am I going to sit here and cry? I did a little, but I moved off of it. And mostly I based this on that. Did Kentucky give up? Did Arkansas give up the game? Yeah. But really, I can't do that. I have to say Texas A&M won the game because they took advantage of the breaks that they got, and they then made decisions based on the breaks that had already happened in that game.
I'm with you. I'm not like hypotheticals aren't my thing. You know, if you win the game, you win the game. But Kentucky did everything they could.
I will agree.
To give
Kentucky
this game to
choked.
Ole Miss.
But that's what bad teams do. They choke.
Kentucky choked, but they also did the same thing they've been doing all year long. They were giving up 16 sacks going into this game. They could not keep Will Levis on a spot, could not let Will Levis get the ball down the field like he wanted to.
I just don't think Kentucky's that good.
I don't know.
And I bet my whole career on it last week. I said it over and over again. They're going to lose, but they're going to cover. Thank God they lost it. Oh, my God. I was a little worried.
Yeah, I was going to say.
My
for a
butt was
second
puckered
there.
up pretty tight.
Sure.
I like Kentucky football.
Yeah.
I think Stoops is doing a great job over there. I just have watched everybody build them up, and then they shot up to number 7 and played nobody. It was cool when they beat Florida. We're like, wow, okay, maybe they are for. Oh, never mind, Florida sucks.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
That's just me being upset at the system for putting Kentucky at 7. If Kentucky was at 17, I don't think I'd have been like, Kentucky's the worst 17 ever.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So next question.
How many games can Alabama afford to play without Bryce Young to stay in title contention?
Well, I thought for a minute when he went out of the game, he's going to be out for a few weeks. I think they're saying shoulder sprain, and it's happened to him before. I'm not sure what they're going to do next week. They play Mississippi State. I think it probably, depending on their schedule, a couple. Listen, the quarterback that hopped in after him.
He's awesome.
Yeah, I mean,
Looks like a linebacker.
Yeah.
can run the ball like crazy. Obviously, that was when the Arkansas environment was strong, and that rattled. He went in, and they were up 28-0. Or 28-7, whatever the case is, it turned on him, and he had to go like, "Oh my God!" Now we got people they can't hear. He's second string quarterback. You know, there's no communication with the line. That's the things you practice when you're getting second team reps. I think if he plays, he'll be much better in Mississippi State. I think the scheme will be there. I think they're going. They're going to. Well, who are they playing next?
Tennessee is next week.
Yeah, and then we play Mississippi State. Then I think they play Mississippi State.
Oh yeah, they play A&M this weekend.
Yeah, that's it. A&M. We switched.
Yeah.
Us and Mississippi State switched. We played A&M. They played Alabama. Then we switched.
Okay.
It's like swingers. We just traded partners.
Oh, good.
There you go.
Must be fun, guys.
Yeah. I think they're gonna be fine. They're gonna crush. They'll be fine.
Yeah.
They can win a couple games. They'll be fine until Bryce comes back. If he even misses a game, he kept his pads on and stayed out there too.
He wanted it. He would put his helmet on every time and like, no, you're not playing, dude.
He ran back into the medical tent, then the locker room fast, and his parents ran down, and then he never, got undressed. And I was like, dang, is he coming back in at any point? And I think that concern was there with everybody, but then it didn't matter. All right, what else?
Kansas is 5-0 and ranked for the first time since 2009. Do you think they have a legit shot at winning the Big 12?
I don't. I hope they do. but I don't think they have the horses. You know who's good? Kansas State.
Kansas State, yes.
You know, they got a quarterback. They got a running back. They got a pretty good offensive line. I don't even think Kansas State's going to win the Big 12. I still think that Big 12 is open.
Yeah, I was gonna
It's
say.
open. I still think that Oklahoma will right the ship a bit and be in the mix. Oklahoma State's good.
TCU.
Yeah. I mean, think about Sonny Dykes.
Yeah.
Leaves SMU, goes to TCU. That's controversial. People are like, is that a lateral move?
Right.
They played him last week, right? Or the week before. That was the whole game where he had to play his old school. And they come out, TCU look good. They look real good. There's a lot of teams in the Big 12 that are pretty good that can win that conference. Baylor lost, but to Oklahoma State, where I think, though, that Baylor they're all in the mix there.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think Kansas can win, but it's fun.
It is fun.
And game day is going to Lawrence for the first time ever this week. So that's pretty exciting if you're a Kansas fan. Add 2 letters, Arkansas. We'd be 5-0 if you had 2 letters.
Arkansas.
I'm looking for any way now to celebrate. Add 2 letters, we're also 5-0, buddies. All right, next up.
Going to the NFL, do you think the Ravens made the right decision going forward on 4th down late in the 4th quarter there?
That's weird. I don't know. I was watching, I was like, "What? You can field goal here." He threw the interception in kind of the back right-ish of the end zone, right corner-ish. I don't know, but Lamar's legit. You always want to give your superstar chances to be superstars. And it's easy to second guess that. And if they score that touchdown, they probably win that game. Like they were putting. I think I'd have probably kicked the field goal because when they were doing it, I was like, I'd probably kick a field goal here. However, look at the other side.
Exactly.
This is the old you give Tom Brady the ball situation, but without Tom Brady, maybe with the new Tom Brady. So I probably would kick the field goal.
It's also like genius if it works.
Absolutely.
Idiot if it doesn't.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like we won't know unless you try. I think.
Where do you guys fall on this? Because no whistle needed here. I probably would have kicked the field goal, and I only say that because I thought that right as it was happening. Eddie?
I'm an insurance guy. I'd go like just field goal, get the points, and then trust your defense. But then again, like I like it when teams go for it. I think it's exciting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I think field goal, especially in that weather, it was bad weather. So the Bills, they weren't really doing much until the second half. But at the same time, you have maybe the best player on the planet right now. And I don't really know if I like the play call, though. He just dropped back, get him out in the run, get something with him. So I would have liked the field goal, but I don't hate them going for it.
I think if Lamar had scored that touchdown, it's going to be hard to knock him from the MVP race unless he has a couple real bad weeks. Yep. Adam?
I agree with you, Eddie. I tend to be an insurance guy, but I like the ball in Lamar's hands. And also, you got Josh Allen on the other sideline. The field goal's very, very good chance the field goal's not going to get it done. And so put it in his hands, give him a chance to win the game.
I'm not an insurance guy, though, is the thing. I'm like, if we feel good about it, we've played well, analytics say go, let's just go. We got the arguably top 5 quarterback. Let's go. But I would have kicked the field goal then.
Yeah.
Because again, Buffalo was moving the ball in the second half for sure.
Oh, they were on a roll.
Mm-hmm.
But that defense has been playing pretty well. I think they could, but again, they didn't.
If you're on the road, I think it's better to go for it. At home,
I
it's
agree.
a little different.
Yeah, I agree.
They're at home, but yeah.
All right, next up.
All right, after beating the Browns on Sunday and getting 2-2, are the Falcons the hardest team to read?
Falcons.
The Falcons.
I got roasted for saying I like Marcus Mariota.
Why?
Because
Really?
everybody, even from there's like a small contingent of sports people that follow me on Twitter now, which I don't know. I'm not begging for. I'm not trying to be in that crowd. But they're like, don't you understand? Mariota sucks. And I'm like, from what you've seen with the Titans, who doesn't? In Vegas, he came in for a couple packages.
Sure.
But I like those. They're scrappy in Atlanta.
There's something going on in Atlanta. I'm telling you, man.
They're scrappy. I wonder if their management's going like, bro, we hired you to lose so we can get the
It's like Major League.
Yeah, it's like
what are we doing here?
In the room, they're every time they win, they take an article of clothing.
The bikini.
Yeah, they take it off of Belichick. All right, boys.
That's funny, Bones.
All right. For those that haven't seen Major League,
Watch it.
that's a reference to that. I don't know. I like Atlanta. I bet on Atlanta. They're scrappy. I like to see them win. I don't know what they're up to. I think we still know who they are. They're probably a 7-win team. But let's go. We're rooting for the underdogs. As long as they can get Mariota, as long as he has some time, he can do okay. If he has no time, he's going to do terrible. And if he has some time, he may do bad. But he has a shot to be okay if they give him a little bit of time. And they got to get Pitts the ball. I mean, Pitts is the definitive playmaker on that offense.
Oh, yeah.
And there for a while, Pitts was not getting the ball at all. But if they can get Pitts 5, 6, 7 touches, not just targets, I feel like they do better offensively. But what the heck do I know? I always love people on message boards that are like, man, if they would play. I'm like, I'm not in practice every day.
Right.
I just am watching the games, thinking I know stuff. All right, what else?
Cooper Rush is now 4-0 in his career as a starter for Dallas.
My hero. It's my hero.
Yes.
Okay.
I got a Cooper
all
Rush
right.
tattoo
All right,
on my
guys.
stomach.
Are
Yeah.
they a better team with Cooper Rush under center?
I already bought the
A
jersey.
better team.
Eddie's a big Cowboy fan, so Eddie, I'll let you do this one. Cooper Rush, better team?
I don't know. It's hard to see because he's getting a lot of protection. Dak, I mean, we only saw Dak play one game. Of course, he stunk it. His accuracy was off, but he was also being pressured a lot. Cooper has time to throw the ball.
Yeah.
And when he doesn't, he gets sacked.
Is
he
that
has
his,
no.
but is that his fault either way? Is it? I mean, you can only do what you can do, good or bad.
Correct.
Like, I don't think you should take away from the fact that he's able to throw for 225, 275,
No,
because he has an offensive line. You're punishing him because he has a good offensive line.
No, I think the big question here everyone keeps asking is like, oh, man, is this your quarterback? Like, what do we do with Dak? And it's like, guys, relax. Like, Dak is a top 5, 6 quarterback in my mind in the NFL.
He's not, though.
In my mind, in the
No,
NFL.
no.
Yeah.
And so I feel like, Cooper's getting the job done. This is all we wanted him to do. I'm so happy and
All
excited.
you want him to do is win every game.
I mean, really, I thought we'd win maybe 2 out of the 3. And
Oh, I didn't. I thought hopefully one of 3 and get like I said
came
when
in-
Dak went out, if they go 500 with him, it's the greatest thing that can happen.
Right. Well, I came in thinking that the defense was going to carry the team, and they have.
They played well.
The defense has been playing awesome. And so Cooper Rush, I mean, it's awesome, it's great, but let's chill with is Cooper Rush the better quarterback for the Dallas Cowboys?
But not
I don't
better
think he is.
quarterback. The better team.
Does he make the team better is what
yes.
he said.
Not, he's definitely not better. We all know that.
I
But does
don't-
he make the team better because he plays differently than
But
Dak?
do we know that
We
really?
don't- we don't
Just
know that.
because he's not doing super dynamic things occasionally like Dak does? I mean, do we really know he's not?
I just
Are
feel
you
like,
saying that he might be better?
I'm just saying.
yeah, what are you saying,
Yeah.
Buzz?
You said we know he's not the better quarterback.
Okay.
Dak occasionally does something flashy.
Yeah.
Or occasionally has a big game. But Dak sucks a lot too.
Whoa.
I think that the floor can be lower with Dak,
Absolutely.
but the ceiling is way higher, and that's the difference, and that's why you
Like
put
that,
you
Adam.
put your hopes in that arm and and those legs and give them the chance to go make plays. But yeah, they're not making mistakes. They're
Maybe
playing
Dak's
great
doing
defense.
too much.
Maybe
Maybe Dak constantly tries to
Maybe.
do too much.
What if when your star quarterback goes down, the team says, hey, guys, come on, like, we got to step it up. This is our chance. We have to do this.
Okay, you think they're having
for
a
Dak.
Mighty Ducks meeting in the locker room.
Absolutely. Guys, let's do this
The
for
Dallas
Dak.
Cowboys.
together.
Imagine how weird it feels for Dak, though. Like,
Yes, because he always plays like, oh, yeah, I support Cooper. It's my dude. But really, is he Drew Bledsoe in here? Like,
and the
Stressing
irony
out?
of how Dak replaced Romo. Because
Yeah.
Romo gets hurt, Dak plays. Well,
Yeah.
Dak's our guy. Dak gets hurt. I don't
circle of life.
nobody's calling for Cooper Rush. Nobody legitimate is calling for Cooper Rush to be the future of the Dallas Cowboys. But it is a fun conversation because Cooper Rush is 4-0.
Yeah.
3-0
It's
this
amazing.
season.
It's
4-0.
amazing. Amazing.
You can say the defense. You can say the offensive line. By the way, an offensive line that is not the complete offensive line.
They're
when
not.
they started this, Jason Peters, like when you're bringing people in
Yeah.
and they're still, I don't know what's happening in Dallas, but I wouldn't mess with it.
You wouldn't? So Dak is healthy 100%.
But he's
Would
not.
you-
I'm talking
No,
about this week. I'm talking
I
about
get
this
it.
week.
I get it.
Because they're saying Dak could come back and play this week. Why in the world would you rush him back at all?
I agree with that.
You can lose one more game and be okay.
I would wait until the Cowboys lose a game
Yeah.
before I would. Because also think about the pressure Dak's going to be under if he comes back and Cooper's never lost a game and Dak comes in and loses the first game. You want to talk about it's weird right now? Wait till that happens.
Yeah.
Even if it's unfair, even if it does, even if we all know there's a reason Dak gets paid a lot of money, and Dak's a better quarterback, and Dak's a better athlete. Dak- But if Cooper Rush never loses and Dak comes in and drops 1 or 2 in a row, you don't think the Dallas talk radio stations, you don't think ESPN, Ed Warder, you don't think it's just going to be nonstop
For
what's
sure.
happening.
100%.
And that is a cancer in the organization even. They're feeling it from outside. I'm a big Cooper Rush guy, though.
Yeah, I love it.
Only because I normally wouldn't give a crap. But I told you I bought the Cowboys, and they were costing me money. and now they're winning and they're making me money.
Let's go.
But their schedule does get tougher.
They got the Rams next week.
Yeah. Yeah, they got a couple tough ones the next few weeks.
Put Dak back in.
Jerry Jones tries to sabatage Dak and put him in against the real good teams. Hurt.
See, told you guys.
Anything else, Kevin?
That's all.
Okay.